Rishti, we made you the host. Can you hear me? You're on mute, I think. Can you hear me, Rishti? You're on mute.
Sorry.
Perfect. So we've made you the host. 3 minutes left.
Okay.
We'll start by next 3 minutes, we'll be starting this session.
Sure.
Yeah. And we can start with a small introduction of the workout.
This would be live.
You're on mute.
I didn't
YouTube as well.
Sorry.
Okay, so we made you the host. Sorry, we didn't get it. Was someone saying something?
I didn't understand. You said something.
That is even I'm asking. Did somebody said something?
I don't know. That was an overriding me. I couldn't hear you. Am I audible now?
Yes, you are. Which location would you be doing the workout? Can you show me the location? Because that time the camera was set. I could see the change in the camera position.
Am I visible nicely on the frame? Because it's a sitting yoga. I won't be going off the mat.
Okay. Yes, you are.
Okay, that's good.
Drishti, I think you'll have to tilt the camera a little bit towards the floor.
On the
Because
floor?
Yeah, towards floor. Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, since it's a sitting yoga, right? So now you're properly visible. Start the session. It's already 4. So let's start the session with a small introduction about the type of yoga you're doing today and the benefits. And then we'll start it. Yeah. On to you.
Namaste, everybody. My name is Srishti Mahanta, and I'll be taking your session today. Today, we're going to do restorative yoga. So if you ask me what is restorative yoga, it is basically nothing but a passive healing yoga, which helps and basically triggers the parasympathetic nervous systems. If I say in a lame word, it basically helps to rest and digest the part of your nervous system that you have inside. And now there are a lot of healing that happens with the restorative yoga. Every asana that we do triggers some part of your body that helps to restore, heal, and then restore your original balance. Now, how we start is I want everybody to sit in an easy pose. And before we start anything with us today, I want us to breathe, because restorative always starts from within. So when I say breathing, I'm talking about conscious breathing. I'll show you how conscious breath is taken. So nowadays, everybody of us been doing shallow breathing, wherein our torso moves along when we breathe. Conscious breathing is when we inhale the air and the whole of it goes to our abdomen. That is when it is called a proper conscious breathing. Now to see if you are able to do it, we can always use our hand movements. The left, you can keep it on your chest to see if your torso is moving. Our intention is not to move the torso, only the stomach. The first breath is always normal. You can inhale, the stomach will always go out. When you exhale is when your work starts. When you exhale, I want you to make sure whatever is inside your stomach goes out. So we squeeze our stomach inside. So you can see my hand, both the hands, if you see the movement. This is inhale. Now I'm going to exhale. So my stomach is moving, not the torso. You can see the left hand again. Here. So this is one breath. Inhale, exhale. I want all of us to see if you're able to do the inhalation, exhalation properly. That's called conscious breathing. So you will do 5 breath works like that. Okay, so one is inhale, exhale. So I want you to keep your hands in your torso just to see the torso is moving. Okay, so you can keep your hand in your belly to see the belly movement is happening. We'll start the 5 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Inhale, exhale. Now, when you're doing this breath work, it is very nice. Plus, if you can keep your eyes closed, you also connect with your own energies. So now, this was how we actually breathe. Going on to the restorative yoga, we always have to balance what is inside us, going forward to what is outside us. So first, what you do is we balance both the sides. If everybody knows, if you don't know, so the body basically is left and right. Pingla and Ida. Everybody, it's not about a male or a female. Everyone is divided in a male and a female. So it's called yin and yang. So restorative yoga also has a lot to do with your yin yang yoga. So what we do before doing any asanas, we don't know which part is activated right now. So in case you want to check, this is a small tip I can give you. You can always keep your 2 fingers in front of your nose and you can blow out. Whichever side is warm, that side is activated right now. So we don't want that. What we want us is to balance. So what we do, if you have seen people now when we do the full breath work. So what we are going to do is not the right thumb and inhale, exhale only from the left side 4 times or 5 times. Same process. After that, we breathe 2-3 times. The air gets hot and cold. That is natural. Okay. After 3 breaths, we again repeat the process with our left side. So use the left thumb and block the left side. Once both the sides are balanced is when we go on with our asana. Okay. So at first, I want us to balance the right side. So what we do is use your thumb, the right thumb, block the right side. Again, before blocking, we always inhale and block. Okay. So when I'm inhaling, thumb, block, exhale from the left. Now keep this thumb on your right. I want you to inhale, exhale only from the left 4 times. Okay. So inhale again. Exhale. Keeping your spine straight 3 more times. One last time. Like a gently release your thumb, breathe 2-3 times. The right side will get colder because you're trying to balance both the sides, which is completely natural. You can breathe 2-3 times till your breath work is back to normal. Now what we do is we do the same process with the left hand side. Same thing, we use the left thumb. Again, we inhale first and only then we block. So inhale, thumb, block, exhale from the left. 4 times. Inhale. One last time. Now, gently remove your thumb. Take some deep breaths. This balancing is also very good if we have any kind of congestion in our nose. So when you take a deep breath, open both the sides. Okay. So one more nice breath. So now we know that both the sides are balanced. This is when we start our asana. Now the first asana which I'm going to show is easy pose. Now there are a lot of things that you can use, but I'm going to use what is with us, that is the mat. I can also use a cushion, some bolster, props, whatever is available around you, you can always use that. Now on the mat, the easy pose, when I say where I'm sitting, it is also an easy pose, but I'll suggest not to sit like this. The reason because when I'm sitting like this, one leg is always pressing the other leg. So there is a possibility. Sometimes the one that is underneath goes to sleep. The numbness starts, tingling starts happening. So I'll suggest it, always sit with your leg, one leg in front of the other. That way, you're also working on your ankles, ligaments, and keep your spine straight. Now, I'll show you from the side. So easy pose is not this. When I'm sitting like this, my shoulders are going forward. So if I'm like this, all I have to do is roll your shoulders. If you're like this, I will not use the word slouch. It's not nice. So if I say comfortable, so if you're comfortable like this, don't, if I say roll your shoulders is when you say straight, don't do the chest out. All I want you to, wherever you are, roll your shoulders. The moment you roll your shoulders, your spine is automatically straight. So here I want our spine to be straight because it's working on our spine too. Now the way we are sitting, it's an easy pose. It helps in a lot of things. Your spine basically helps with your mood, helps with meditation. This is one of the easiest pose that we can sit. Now, if you're sitting here, it also relaxes our neck, shoulders, hands because it's resting. Since we're in easy pose, we also want to use effectively the whole of the pose. What we do here is we gently stretch our neck, our shoulders, which is open to us. So what we do is same breath work. If we can continue, we tilt our neck on one side. Then we inhale. When you exhale, make sure we twist our chin closer to your chest. Same way, inhale on one side. Exhale gently, come down. One more time, inhale, gently come down. The third time, I want your chin to be placed as close to your chest. So bring it as down as you can. Don't go forward. Keep your shoulders, spine straight, neck goes down to the chest. Now, after this, you can use our hands for an extra pressure. I'll show you from the side. So if this is I use my hands here and then give the extra stretch. This is basically to stretch the 3 small bones here, which we hardly do anything about because we always spin the head, which is not a right way. We always go down, spine straight, use your hands, gently go down. Take a nice deep breath. Now gently release your hands. And next breath. Now comes to your shoulders. So when we do our shoulders, use your hand to hold it like this. Now I want it to come, elbows has to come closer. When we go up, go all the way back. I want it 3 times, or both sides. So if it's inside, go all the way. One more time, inhale, exhale. Now I want us to do the opposite side too. So rotate it from opposite. This one, this is 2, this is 3. So this is for the shoulder and your neck. Now, this is one of the easiest, nicest pose to sit and good for the posture correction. Coming down, next posture is called cow face. So what we do here is we put our one leg in front of the other. This is a very good pose for digestion. If you have any kind of digestion related problem, this is one of the best poses to sit. All we have to do is put one leg in front of the other. When you're sitting like this, you can see you can hold your ankles. When it's not flexed, the leg may be hanging here or it could be here. Try and see if you can bring your knees on top of each. I'm sorry. Is anyone trying to say something?
आप यूज नहीं कर सकते इसलिए मैंने उनको मेल लिख दिया है आप भी मांग दो तो मिल जाएगा वो आपको
So this is the cow face. So here is best for digestion and also upper back. Now to utilize this pose, what we do is we go a little forward. We try to press our abdomen forward. We keep our hands here, we go down. So if it's easier for you, comfortable, you can always extend your arms, go as much down. Take few breaths. You can feel the stretch on your back and also a little on your right ligaments and the thighs, which is twisted. So once you're done with this leg, I want you to do the same with the other leg. So you can take your right leg out. If there's any kind of pain, always straighten your leg or you can fold it like this. This is one of the best way to keep your leg comfortable. Then we go with the other leg. Fold the right leg down. Use your left leg. Bring it in front of the other. Make sure the knees are on top of each other. If it is here, try to bring it closer. See if your ankles, your foot are touching the mat. If not, you can always try to pull it, roll your shoulders and see. Once you get this right is when you move forward. You can use your hands, see where we are. If this is comfortable, you can always extend your arms, go all the way down. Take few breaths. Gently rise up. You can use this a very good asana for your back and your digestion. Okay. Now, again, same thing. If you're having any kind of cramps this side or your ankles, you can always release it. Sole on the floor. You can always do this and tap it so that it gets relaxed. Okay. Now, when you're here, we call it a butterfly, which is one of the best to say for a lot of people because it helps in a lot of ways. It helps in stretching your ligaments. And this is one of the poses which really helps in your spine and your posture. If you're like this, try to go a little straight. If you're holding this position right, this is also a heart opener and it also helps to restore any kind of problems that you have with the kidney related. So yes, you can roll your, I can show you from the side. I don't want us to go bending first. I want us to hold it right straight. Once you get a position right is when you go a little forward. Don't go forward with your spine straight. I want you to keep the spine straight and bend a little bit. Okay. So try to bring your leg as close to yourself. Hold yourself, spine straight. Go a little forward, head down, stay. You will get a lot of stretch here on your thighs if you go more down. So if you're used to it, you can use your hands to see if you can go all the way down. You can stay like that. Take few breaths. Try to keep the foot as close to yourself when you go down. If this is the intermediate, if you can hold, bring your elbows down, go all the way down. Stay there. The more you go down, the more stretch you will get here. So if you want to give an extra stretch to yourself, you can also use your hands to push it down. Gently go down. Stay there. Take few breaths. Gently. Again, because this is stretch, don't immediately close your legs. This will give you a little bit of catch. So always relax, release your leg gently, keep it on the floor. Toes should be touching and relax. So when you're doing this, if possible, use your hand on this side. You give yourself a spine stretch also. So you can stretch and stay like this. In case you have any kind of catches here, knee anywhere down the line. So you can always stay straight. Okay, this is one of the poses. You can come out if you have any kind of catches or any kind of pain that you have doing those asanas. Now, Going down to the other path in the next asana. Here, it is called a forward bend. This bend is very nice for people who runs. For runners, it is one of the best ones. Also, it is good for the ligaments. The ligament, it is under your knee. So what we do here is, the way we are sitting like this, we stretch our leg. Again, this is one of the asanas also, which helps to uplift your mood. So if you're sitting here, roll your shoulders once, make sure you engage this muscle. And the toes are active. When I say active, it has to be facing towards you. So this is normal. When I say active, toes facing. The moment this is active, these muscles are also engaged. This is how I am sitting like. So now if this is engaged, if I move forward, this is called a forward bend. Again, very good for the runners because it stretches your entire ligament part here. The different ways of bending, I'll show you all the modifications. So wherever we are today, we are there and we improve with the going time. Never say it will not happen with me or I will not be able to do that. That is where we restrict ourselves. So because I do it every day, I will show, okay, hold this, go down. That is the intention and the goal. Yes. But wherever we are today, always say, today I'm here or today I'm not able to do that because there's always a tomorrow coming in. I'll show you how you can do that. Okay. So if you're here, there are a lot of difference that will happen. So if you're able to touch your toe, very good. If not, you can always push your body towards the toe. Like go, come back. Go, come back. We do that 5 times, okay? Go, come back. 2 more times. Go, come back. One last time. Go and come back. Now, if that is also not happening, one more stretch you can do is, if you're sitting like this, arms up, stretch your arms a little bit, go down. Then you can gently stretch it up. This actually gives you a little more stretch on your arms, so it gives you a little more stretch here. You can go till here. Come back gently. Okay, so if we are comfortable doing this, the next is when we bring our elbow down, because the main intention is not to touch the toe. Intention is to bring the chest closer to the thigh. That is where we get the stretch here. So if you're able to hold it, I want you to bend your elbows, go forward, like bend, go forward. So when you, the moment, if you're able to hold your toes, hold on to the toes. Don't let them go. Don't touch, leave and bend. I want you to hold on to the toes, bend your elbows, see if you can go forward. Okay? Hold, bend. So we'll do that 5 times. Wherever we are today, at your pace, slowly. Hold, bend. Okay? 4 more times. Hold, bend. Hold, bend. 2 more times. Hold, bend. One last time. Bend. And if you're able to go down, stay there. Stay and breathe. Great. Now, the last stop again is the neck. So, the first beginning I showed this. The intention is to go, touch your neck is not released. If there's any tension, tightness, we will not be able to go down. Even if you're holding this, we are doing this. Our shoulders, neck will not allow us to go down. So we'll be stuck doing this. So there, what I want us now, don't intend to go to your toes like this or bend. What I want us to do is go head towards the knee. See, this is to release your tension on your shoulders and neck. Same stretch that we did with our hands, same thing. Stay straight, point towards your knee. So if I'm here, suppose I'm stuck here, I'm not able to go beyond this. After this, what I do is I use my hands. Here, I push myself down. Same thing, 5 more times. So if wherever we are, use your hands, push. Gently come back. Again, push. So you see, every time you push, you're giving yourself extra pressure because I'll be here. If I use my hand, I will be here. So 3 more times, gently go down, push. On the 3rd time, we go and hold. Give yourself a little challenge. See how much we can hold. If you can hold for 2-3 seconds, very nice. Try not to resist and come back in one go. If it is pulling, inhale, go down. And we stay. If you're able to comfortable, use your hands, extra push, stay. Take one more breath. Gently. Now, spine straight, sit. Take few breaths. Now, the next asana we're going to do is cat and cow. You see, I'll show you, we've seen a lot of people doing cat cow, but I want our posture to be right before we go to that asana. So cat cow basically starts from the tabletop. So if you know how a table is, all the 4 legs are same, like they're divided in the same length and breadth, right? So when we go on our tabletop, few things to be very careful about is, I'll show you from the front of my hands. When your hands are down, make sure your thumbs are facing towards each other and your fingers are open on the floor. So the reason for the thumbs to face is because I want our eye of the elbow to face towards each other. Sometimes some people have longer hands. It's called hyperextended hands. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just that the body structures are like that. Sometimes the hands are longer, sometimes the legs are long. So in tabletop, if our hands are hyperextended or if something that we adjust is where the thumb comes in works. So if my thumbs are facing towards each other, the eye of the elbow will face the other eye of the elbow. Again, if it is hyperextended, then it becomes like this. Now you see my arm, the elbow is going in. The one thing that you have to do is bend your elbows in a way so that the eyes are facing to each other. Okay, this is the hand posture. Now coming back to the lower part. Lower part is something which you have to be very careful and mindful, because what happens is we walk, a lot of people, if you see your sandals, they have a walking way of walking in one side. This is nothing because of the posture. If I show you one thing in the front, you can see this. If my knee, you can see my knee is straight, so is my heel where my knee is exactly. Now, I'll show you the side. My knee is where exactly my heel is. If I twist my heel inside, my knee also will turn. Correct? So a lot of people, they do this. The knees are turned. That's why the heels are also touching. This is something that we have to consciously avoid. We have to make sure where the knee is where the heel is. Heel cannot be inside, cannot be outside. Okay, so where the knee is, exactly where the heel falls. It's like a table. All the leg has to be in a proper pose. So if I'm in a tabletop, if you can see me from there, I'm in a tabletop. My back is not like this. My back is not like this. So if you place something, it stays. That is why it is called a tabletop. Okay, and my elbows are a little twisted so that the eye is facing towards each other. Knee, heel is where exactly they are. This is not like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is cat cow. When we inhale, I want us to go all the way up, right? So the air, what I want is try to take a deep inhalation so that the air just doesn't go and get stuck here. If possible, inhale so that the air travels all the way at least till here. Okay, this is called cat and cow. So when you go up, you inhale. The air has to come in a way, curve your spine. Okay, so again, when you inhale, go up. When you exhale, gently come down. This has to work with the breath work. So when you inhale is when you go up. But when you go up, make sure the air actually comes inside from your mouth, travels all the way as much down as you can. Should not get stuck on the neck or on the chest. Try to bring it a little more down. And when you exhale, the vision should always go down. Try to turn your neck. See if you can go towards your belly button. So we'll do it 5 times, okay? So make sure your tabletop is right. Heel, knee, hands, fingers, elbows. Okay, mindfully, consciously, and make sure the tabletop is straight. So when you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, 3 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Now, when you do this, make sure you're also putting a pressure on your shoulders to curve your spine, because this really helps in a lot of your flexibility. Okay, it gives you a nice stretch on your spine. So it's very good for your flexibility. So when you're going down, make sure the spine is also curved as much as you can. Now, coming to the one of the best asanas for restorative yoga, it is called the child pose. So there are different modifications that we can do on a child pose. So intention is try and keep the hip to your toes. If it goes up, completely okay. It is like I said, today I am here. But the intention goal is to go down like this. Keep your hands relaxed. Don't keep it hanging. Come on your elbow down, forehead on the mat and relax. You can always breathe. This is one of the asanas which help restore your spine, your back pain. Anybody who has any kind of back pain can always lie down on the child pose. Now, for a child pose also, there are a lot of modification because of the body structure that we have. Sometimes it conditions us and doesn't allow us to go all the way down. We sometimes hang like this. So I don't want us to hang on the child. In the child pose, we have to make sure our body is completely relaxed. So what we do is, if we are not able to go down like this, we spread our knees. So if this is happening, if you're like this and if you're struggling to go down, all you do is you spread your knees a little bit. You make space so that this portion is free to go down. And you can gently go down. Also make sure if you're spreading your knees, the toes should not be coming on each other. So if you're spreading your knees, it should not be like this. So child is like this. When you're sitting, we're sitting like this. So if I am opening my knees to go down, don't overlap your toes. Make sure your toes are also spread in a way where there is space. And you sit in between, open your knee, this portion will go down. So gently go down. And anytime you're on chai, few things to make sure: never block your airways. Don't go down with your nose or your mouth. Always go down with your forehead so that you have space and the air movement is going on. So if you're still not able to go down and hanging, then hang, but make sure you don't block the airways. There is when you can use a lot of props. Whatever makes you comfortable, you can use that and always lie down. You can always use a bolster or brick if you have. Just in that second, I'll show you. You can use anything. You can roll a towel, you can roll a cushion, anything that is in front of you. If you want, if you think your head is not going down, you can always use this and see, because this comes in different shapes. If I'm here, I can always go and do this and I can stay. Intention is to rest the body. So if I'm here, I stay. If I can go more down, I can fold the brick. I can put my forehead here. I stay. If I'm more comfortable and a little bit of the ground, I can. These are different modifications that we can use. You can use a towel, you can use a cushion, anything that is soft, that will not put a hard pressure on your forehead. Please use that. Go down if you are not able to touch the mat on the child. Okay, great. And I showed you the modifications also. It is not required to always go down like this. You can always spread your knees. And also, if you're doing any kind of other workout, anything that you're doing in your daily basis, child pose is something you can go any time of the day. Relax, take your breath. It's really revitalizes, restores a lot of things inside your body. It calms the body down from inside out, especially the back pain. A lot of people have a lot of back pain. So child pose is one of the best relaxing asanas that you can give. It's a blessing for yourself if you can go down on child. Okay. Now, coming to our spine, which we have to take nice, good care because that's the root of our body. So when we do spine, a lot of people faces not just the lower, but also the upper back pain. So to release those kind of pain, we do what we call as a cobra spinning. Again, there are a lot of different modifications. Wherever we are, we will be comfortably doing that. I'll show you the main intention, the goal, but I'll also show you the different modification. Again, the cobra also starts with the tabletop. So make sure the foundation is right. The tabletop is right, then the next rest of the asanas will be itself on its. Okay. So when you're tabletop, try to take 2 steps forward. Okay. If you're on the tabletop, make sure everything is right. Take 2 steps forward. Now, I want your stomach to go towards the mat. So if I'm putting my stomach, abdomen down, I relax. So the main intention is here not to lift the hip off. That it should not be. So this is upward dog. I don't want our stomach to be off the mat. I want our hip and stomach belly touching the mat. So go 2 steps, gently bend forward, stomach on the mat. Bend your hands if you want to. Another important thing is the toes. The heels have to be together. The heels cannot fall out. The moment you put your heels together, you'll get a stretch here. If the heels are falling apart, the stretch goes on the side. I want to be on the main spine, so the toes has to be together. The heels have to be together basically. So when you're here, keep your hands near your chest, gently. If you're comfortable, try to gently lift yourself full up, making sure the hip is not off the mat. If you're comfortable, you can gently raise your full body up, look all the way up. If not, you can gently come down, bring your elbows. If your hands are where your chest is, stay in place, keep your elbows. If my hand is where my chest is, it is here, I'm going up like this, right? If that is a little more painful or it is not okay, conditioning you, please keep your hands where they are, keep your elbows where they are, and gently, toes together, go up. So this is the baby cobra. So now look up. Make sure the heels are together. Only then you get the stretch all the way through your spine. Otherwise, if you put your heels outside, the stretch goes on the sides, which is not what we want. Okay. So keep your elbows straight, toes together, look up and breathe. While you're doing this, the only thing that will be falling away is your heels. Your heels will tend to keep falling. Consciously, mindfully, make sure the heel is together. Okay, great. Now, one last stretch that we do is called a lizard pose. I will also show you from the front so that you don't block your airways. So when we are here, to release our entire stretch, what to do is we fold our hands in front of us. Don't get up. I'm showing it so that you can see it from the front. What I want is, I want to keep your hands in the front like this. Don't keep your airways blocked or your nose blocked. Keep your hands where your chin goes on your hands. This portion of your hand, fold it bit like this, okay? That's called a lizard pose. So, keep your hands front. Make sure the toes are together. Toes should not fall apart again. Make sure the toes are together. Keep your hands in front. Keep your chin on your hands straight. If possible, if you wanted to connect, please close your eyes. Breathe. Now, in the right way, you can breathe from your stomach. So, if you can see my body, the only thing that is moving is my stomach. Three more times. One more time. One last time. Great. Now, how to come out of this pose is, don't come up immediately. Keep your hands back in where your baby cobra was. There are different ways to come out of this position. I'll show you the modification first, and then I'll show you the intermediate one. So if you're here, try to tuck your toe first because your toes are untucked. This is untucking of the toes. Try to tuck the toes because there you get a grip. Then lift your chest up first. Okay? Come on your knees. Okay? Then you can gently push yourself 2 steps back the way you went, and you can come back, sit like this. If you want to take a breather from there, because the spine went up, so it's always good to go down. This time, instead, the child, but a modification of child. So if you're comfortable going down with your knees straight, very nice. If not, you can always spread it, go down. Instead of keeping the hands in front this time, you can always keep it behind, head on the ground. Again, you can always use props if you want, but the hand has to go behind, forehead has to go in the front. This is the prop that you're using, towel, brick, anything. Always make sure the head is lifted, arms are behind, and breathe. And bring your hands in the front and push yourself come in. Before going to the next asana, this is one of the other asanas that I want to show is Vajrasana. When you sit like this, I'll show you from the back. My toes are not on top of each other. It is normal. So when I'm sitting on my toes, resting, shoulders, roll it. If you keep your hands in the front, make sure the body is straight, breathe. Now, if you can breathe, if you can see my hands, my only thing that moves is the hand. You can see, I'll tighten my t-shirt so you can see this movement. Two more times. One last time. So this asana, Vajrasana, and the breath work that I did is a very good asana to do immediately after food. If you have eaten food and you don't have the time or the space to walk, and a lot of people have this habit of gently going and sitting back on a chair or a bed or going back to TV. So you can go back to doing everything that you're doing. You can even continue watching TV, but if possible, see if there is a space which is not a more cushiony. I will not suggest to sit on a sofa like this. But if the sofa is hard enough, also you can sit like this. Instead of coming out, having dinner, sitting with your legs down, or sitting like this. If you can, religiously, consciously, mindfully, sit this way. This is one of the best way where your body can digest the food. Also, it helps you to lose belly fat. We don't get that stomach that we get after food. This is one of the best asana actually to sit like this and breathe for some time. Okay. Now, coming to our next asana. Again, in between any of the asanas that you're doing, if you feel tired, if you want to rest, please take a breather, go down to child. All the modification, whichever you use it. Okay. Now, coming is to downward dog. I'm taking breaks in between so that I can show you the modification and all the steps that you can take in between. Because if you do fully, it stretches the whole body out sometimes. So, if you're someone who will be doing yoga, downward dog is something which actually is in practice by all the yogis, but different modifications because we go off the mat. If you're having a nose blockage, it also releases your nose also. So again, it starts from your tabletop. So again, tabletop is the foundation. So a lot of asanas happens from tabletop. So make sure the thumb is facing inside, the eyes are facing inside, knee is where your toe is. Okay. I will show you first the actual downward dog and then I will go about showing the modification. So don't go raising your body from the mat. See all the modification and we'll see where we are, whichever is the most comfortable for us today. Okay, because when we go on the downward dog, It stretches our shoulders because the whole body goes on the shoulder, and we have to stretch ourselves also. It also stretches your ligaments, which is this ligament, also on your, not little, more on your toes and your heels also. So if I'm sitting here, I go to my tabletop, I adjust my tabletop, I first just raise my knees off the mat. There. Now I'm like this. So once you go from tabletop to downward dog, if you want to adjust your body, always adjust the lower part. Never adjust your hands. If you have to adjust your hands, make sure you come down. What I mean to say is, if you're here, if you go up and you think, okay, I want to go a little forward, don't go about doing this. This is something we don't do because our entire body weight is on our shoulders. Okay. If you want to adjust the lower side. So if I'm on my tabletop, if I raise myself up, bring your toes a little closer and give yourself a nice push. Intention is to go with our heels down. The moment I put my heels down, again, what I'm doing, please don't lift your hands off when you're in the downward dog. Okay, I'm just trying to show you here. So when I do this, I'm stretching my whole body down. My heels are down. I'm getting a stretch here. I'm nicely stretching my back of the ligaments. And if I use my hands and push myself down, I'm stretching my shoulders also. This is the extreme downward dog where my tailbone is facing straight up. Okay. Now, what we do the modification right now is, if the knees are not straight, we can bend our knees. Okay. What I mean is, if we are here, lift your knee a little bit and stay there. You don't have to actually straighten your knees. You can bend your knees a little bit, but making sure the tailbone is going straight up towards the ceiling. So make sure the tailbone is straight. You can bend your knees and push yourself a little forward. If you're able to straighten your knees, very nice. Gently straighten your knees. Don't push yourself off the mat. Stay where we are. Try to see if you can straighten your knees. And if your heels are away, what we can do here is stretch your ankles forward, backward. So that way you are stretching your ankles also. Again, if you're doing this, if you want to rest, please come down with your knees, go down to child. Okay, otherwise we stay in the downward dog. I want us to stretch our ankles also. Again, because our head is down, if your nose is blocked, it will open up. So when you come back, we'll have that hot and cold opening and closing. Okay, not to worry. So I want us to hold the downward dog and stretch our ankles, wherein our heels are something that we're pushing towards the mat. Intention is to touch the heel on the mat. Okay. So if you're in a downward dog, push yourself up, stretch, see if you can touch. If not, bend your ankles in a way. Come forward, push it down. Forward, push it down. Don't do this. I want us to forward, push it down. Forward, push it down. The more you push it down, you will get a stretch on your this side and here. So when you're doing this, carefully, slowly at your pace. If you are here, you can slowly do this. Don't straighten your knees, gently bend it. Okay. And if you're intermediate, if you're doing this, you can gently push yourself, heels on the mat, stay. And try to look towards your belly button. Take few breaths here. And coming out of this position, don't fall straight. Gently lean a little forward, bend your knees, come down, untuck your toes, gently go down, go to child. Again, the same modification. You can go straight way or you can spread your knee. Take few breaths. Your hands up. So if you spread your knees, bring it together, come to Vajrasana. Okay. Now, the next asana I'm going to show is called Viparita Karani Asana. It's called leg on the wall. Now, the different modifications that we can use here, you can use a chair or wall, and if you are comfortable, you can gently raise your legs up. So because I have a wall, I'll be using the wall for today. Okay. So how we do the modification is, the main asana what we do is we gently lie down straight on our back. Okay. Again, this asana is very good for arthritis. It also helps you to go to sleep. If you have insomnia, if you have sleeping problem at night, this is one of the best asanas you can do. If you have a wall nearby, you can use that. Or you can, if you have the core strong, you can do it with your own legs up. So Viparita Karani basically is you lift your legs up. But when I'm doing, try not to bend. Try to keep the legs engaged. So if I'm engaged, this muscle is engaged. So when I lift it up, it goes straight up. And this is where I have to keep it straight. So if it is straight like this, the blood is going down. Make sure the toes are active, not normal. If it's active, if you want, you can use your hands here. Make sure this is straight. So if the knees are straight, this is what we hold here, or we can hold it here. Main intention is to keep the legs straight up. If you can do this for 5 minutes, it's very nice. You can always keep your legs on the wall. So what I mean is, if there is a wall near you, you can always go close to the wall and keep your legs on the wall like this. So this is also the same. So if possible, try to go more close and keep it. So when you have a wall for a support, you know there is something. So try to bring it off the wall. Use your hands if you can. Try to bring it off the wall and see how much longer can you hold. If you want, use your pressure here. Hold. The moment you think it's going back, leave it. Relax. Knees engage. So when it's on the wall, try to make sure your knees are straight, long, heels on the wall, and toes are active. So you can stay like this 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 10 minutes. The more you stay, the better for you. Again, it also helps a lot in the arthritis. Anything that you have to do with your nerves, legs, it releases the blood. Because we always tend to walk, we never actually let the blood go towards it. Okay, so this is one of the best asana you can do for your arthritis pain also. People having sleeping problem can also use this to go before sleep. Now, there's one more modification to this, which is called malasana. So malasana in English, basically, it means a squat. Now, in restorative yoga, we don't sit and do the squat because it puts a lot of pressure on our body. So what we do is we use the wall for the squat. It gives us a lot of space in between and gives us a lot of space to move around also. So same thing which you do, you bring your legs down. It is also called a puppy pose if you have seen people doing puppy pose. So it's a modification of that malasana which we do on the wall. I'll show you how to do that. Same way, how you go is you lift your leg up. So now you can fold your legs here. So it'll give you a space, both the sides, and you can just leave it there. So this is you squatting, but you are actually using the wall to squat. So this will actually, if you can hold the wall properly, this actually gives a lot of release on your calves and on your thighs. So this is one of the modifications that you can use if you want to do malasana. The more you go down, the more stretch you get. So you can start wherever you are. If you are here, you can always start a little bit here. Then you can see if you're comfortable, go down. If you're more comfortable, spread your legs and stay. If you have any kind of pain in your back and all, you can always use a towel or something on your back. But this is one of the best way to squat using a wall. Okay. So you've seen the modification of Viparita Karani Asana and Malasana. When I show the leg up, it is using a wall. If you're already practicing it, I can show you the intermediate also, which you don't have to use a wall. You can just keep your leg up. Also, if you're more intermediate, you can lift your hip up. That is one of the best thing that you can. I'll just show you once. Do it with a wall. If you're intermediate, please do it. If not, please do not try it right now. So what we did is, we lifted our legs up. if this is right, we can all use your hand support, stay. Okay, if you're very nice, intermediate, if you're practicing this, you can actually leave your hands flat. Bring your legs straight up. Again, don't do this if it's the first time. If you're intermediate, you've been doing this, then when I say legs up, you can obviously go a little more higher up on your hip. Okay, great. Now, coming down to our stretches, we all did the forward bends. One of the best things that we can do the restorative is the bridge pose. This again gives you a nice stretch on your spine and also helps you in digestion. Lot of modifications are there. I will show you all the modifications again. I'll show you the main pose first. So don't do it. If you have done it before, good. Otherwise, okay. So bridge is basically, we lie down straight on our back. Keep your hands here. Fold your knees in a way where you don't touch them. They are not very far away also. Keep it where they are in a safe distance. Okay. Now, what I want us to do is, keeping your hands on your mat, you can lift our hip up. Use the mat, hip up. So while doing this, I don't want the knee to fall away. The only thing you have to consciously keep is your knees has to be straight. It has to come down very fenced up from. What I mean is, if I lift myself up, I have to come down where I am. Okay? So the whole bridge goes as, if I lift myself up, this is up, I go more up. If I can tuck my hands inside. The last stretch is on the shoulder. I give the extra push. So here I get the lower back and then I keep my chin on my chest. My knees are together. I'm not spreading my knees and I'm holding. Again, if you can, breathe from your stomach. Now, if you're doing this intermediate where your hands are locked, never come down with your hands locked because your shoulders are also locked. First is you untuck your hands, unroll your shoulders, then gently come. This is the full intermediate. Now, if you don't want to lock our shoulders, use our hands. What we do is let's simply keep our hands here, lift up, and we go up as much as up we can, making sure that hip is going up. Okay. Stay and breathe. You get a nice stretch on your lower back. Okay. Breathe. Bring your chin close to your chest. Make sure the knees are where they are. Don't spread them. Keep your hands on your mat. Breathe. So now gently calm down. So once you come down, relax your legs one by one. Bring your toes together. Activate it. Bring your hands on your side. Make sure the toes are active. Hands on your side. Take 3 breaths. This is for your spine. Okay. Possible, close your eyes. Don't spread your legs. Keep the legs together and spread your hands and take 3 breaths. Okay, now gently release your toes. The moment you release your toes, it should fall outside. It should not be falling like this. Okay, so these are few of the asanas, restorative asanas, the modifications that I have shown you. Now, the 2 asanas which are the best is, one is the child asana, the other is a savasana. Savasana is basically when we lie in the cross position. But it is not just about lying on the mat. It is about keeping your posture also right. So when you're in a savasana, your legs has to be spread out. It has to be like this. So it cannot be like this. It cannot be like this. It has to be a little apart. Toes has to be falling outside. Your toes cannot be like this. When you're in savasana, toes have to fall. Only then your spine gets the nice. Okay. So what I want us to do is, savasana is one thing which we religiously should do every day if you're not doing anything also, because this is the position where our spine gets the best benefit. And when we go to sleep also at night, we don't stay like this. The moment we go to the bed, we always roll on the sides or we go on our belly. So if you're doing yoga, do not skip the savasana. The longer you do savasana is the best for your spine, because it's the only time to actually stay in one of this position, which is very good for the foundation of our body, which is the spine. Now, going to the savasana, I have told you about the lower part, which is the body has to be legs like this, the toe has to fall. Now comes your hand. Make sure there is no tension on your shoulders. The shoulder has to touch. The shoulders cannot be up with your elbows or your hands. Make sure there is no tension on your shoulders. Roll it, let it fall. If you're here, roll, let it fall. So Savasana is also called as the corpse position. So how a dead body is, there should be no tension anywhere, any part of the body. Okay. So when your hands are falling, make sure the palm is falling outside. It should not be touching the mat. Sorry, the ground. Okay. So your feet are falling out, your hands are here, and your body is straight. Savasana is one of the nicest asanas to actually do conscious breathing because now your body is straight. So you can keep your hands, palms out, facing upwards, close your eyes and take 5 breaths. So now your body is like a squeezy yellow ball. You know the smiley balls, right? When we squeeze it, it becomes small, but we don't have to put air to become back to the shape, right? The more you release it, it becomes back to the shape. So same, our body is a smiley ball now. So all we have to do is breathe. When I breathe in, the stomach will go up. It's like how a child breathes when he's sleeping, okay? So when I breathe in, my stomach goes out. When I breathe out, it automatically goes down. So close your eyes, go to Savasana and see if you can take nice 5 breaths, okay? So close your eyes, breathe in. In Savasana, the only thing you have to focus is in our position and the stomach movement, okay? Keep your eyes closed, conserve the energy and breathe 5 times nicely from your stomach. Inhale, make sure the stomach goes up, exhale, goes down. Breathe. So the most important part is coming out of Savasana. I don't want anyone, no matter how long you stay, 1 minute, 2 minutes, try to stay the longer. The more you stay, it's good. But coming out is most important. So when you're out of Savasana, don't jump and come back out. So if you're here, always bring your toes together because they're spread out now. So consciously bring your toes together. Bring your hands above your head. Give yourself a nice stretch. When I say in, out, toes in and out. So stretch yourself in and out. Okay. After this, when you're ready and comfortable, fold your knees. Come on any side. I would say right, left, any side. Okay. Whichever side you're folding onto, knees, fall on that side. Whichever side you fall, make sure you use that hand as a pillow. And don't suddenly get up because all this while you're lying down. Don't let the blood gush go and jump up. So let the body be a little ease. Keep the hand in front of you here as a support. Lie down. Take at least 2 to 3 breaths. Let the body relax. Now, the hand in front of you is what you use to push yourself and come back up. So use this hand, push, use the other hand, support, gently come back and come to your normal. Always relax. If you're in a Savasana, you can continue. But if coming out of Savasana, please follow the steps that I asked you to follow in Savasana coming out of it. Okay? Everybody's screen is in mute. So I'm about to end the session for today. If anybody have any question, you can ask me. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. So this is the end of the session. This was a restorative yoga session. I've given you few asanas which helps with your lower back, upper back, kidney, your spine. So yes, but most importantly is also the breath work. So if you can consciously sit in any of the easy pose and try to breathe before you go to any asana. Okay, so this is me, Drishti, for today. Thank you so much. Namaste. Before I get out of the class, anybody wants to ask me something, any question, anything? So I'll be ending the session then.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Drish. It's wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.